Bonjour, Émilie Talpin, OM System Ambassador in the US. Welcome back to the channel and check this out. I have a guest, Jennifer Leigh Warner. We are actually at the biggest week in Ohio. We've been having so much fun.
So much fun.
And so I thought I would do a little interview and Jennifer is actually going to give you one tip to improve your bird photography. So let's get started. So Jennifer, thank you so much for accepting to be on my channel. I know that you are also a YouTuber. I follow all your advice. I love it. I'm gonna make sure I put your channel. You have to go and follow her because she's amazing and she's gonna give you great tips. So it's gonna be right there. Actually, no, I'm gonna put it right here. I'm gonna put a link on the video.
Okay.
So they
Sounds
can
good.
click on it. But don't click right now. You wanna watch the interview, with Jennifer first.
That's right. Okay.
So Jennifer, tell us a little bit about you. How did you start with photography? What's your background?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah. So I am a photo tour leader with Wildside Nature Tours. That's how I met Emily. And I've been photographing professionally for about 19 years. I know I don't look it, but
No, she doesn't.
but yeah, been doing this just out of college and live in Texas. I focus on wildlife conservation, and I'm just really passionate about sharing places that I care about with other people so that they care about it.
That is great. And I actually knew you before I met you because of your article, the article you did on the burrowing owl.
Oh, wow.
That is amazing. I'm also going to put the link to this because I just loved how you took us with your story and the importance of finding different angles when you tell a story. What inspired you to write this article? Do you want to tell us a little bit about it? And
Yeah. So the article she's referring to is in Outdoor California magazine. It is a publication that's done by the California Department of Fish and Wildlife, and great articles all about different conservation issues happening within the state of California. And I love burrowing owls. I don't know anyone who doesn't love burrowing owls. They
No.
are just the cutest birds on the planet. They look angry all the time, and I just think they're so cute. So yeah, I was doing a little research on what was going on in San Diego, an area I spent a lot of time in, and realized that they were functionally extinct. So I did see them from time to time, but they can't survive on their own out there. So with the research I did, the San Diego Zoo Safari Park, they actually breed them in captivity and release them into the wild. They make these artificial burrows because the habitat, it's no good anymore. So put them in these artificial burrows, and the California Department of Fish and Wildlife creates the habitat. The zoo provides the owls, and now there's owls in San Diego. So such a fun story. Got to work with them. Got to actually be in the car while they were banding them, and they're so funny. The young ones, they make this hissing snake noise because they were trying to scare away predators. So while they're banding them, it was hissing at us, trying to tell us, "Oh, I'm a snake, I'm a snake." And I'm like, "You're not fooling anyone, little guy." But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
And you do a lot actually for conservation and preservation. That's something that's really important to you and dear to your heart.
It is. It is.
You did a lot of work in Africa as well.
I have, yeah. Yeah, African cats are what got me started in wildlife photography altogether. I loved African cats, particularly cheetahs. I knew I wanted to do something with them, and I found this photographer, Chris Johns, who was a African-based National Geographic photographer. And he did a lot of work with cheetahs, and I was like, that's what I want to do when I grow up. And so when I went full time, I contacted the Cheetah Conservation Fund. They invited me out to come work with them, and I've spent a lot of time in Namibia photographing not just the cheetahs, but also what the biologists are doing out there and all of the work they do with the community, because it's really not just about the cheetahs, it's about the community and making sure that we are creating a world where cheetahs can live and coexist with people.
And you can tell, you really feel like, I feel like when I'm looking at your cheetah's photo, there is like a connection between you and the animal. I'm actually going to put the picture, that's one of my favorite picture that you took of a cheetah. It's just, oh my God. So I'm going to let you admire this photo. I mean, isn't it beautiful? Yes, a lot of us are very jealous now. So if you want to take photo like this, then you need to take a workshop with Jennifer. And Jennifer, you are actually doing a lot of workshops. Do you want to tell us of a few workshops that you are going to lead this year and next year?
Yeah, I do have a lot of workshops coming up. I have recently really shifted a lot of my work to taking people out in the field. I love being out of the field. I get so excited when someone sees an animal for their first time. So I do a lot of work in Wyoming. I've got Grand Teton, Yellowstone. I love those big bears. I love all the megafauna, not to mention the landscapes. I also spend a lot of time in the San Diego area, so I have 3 different tours that I lead for Wildside. 2 of them are in the winter, a Northern California and a Southern California, focusing on some of the coastal wildlife, as well as a summer California trip that I do that focuses on California sea lions. We see those burrowing owls. You see those guys too.
That's where you need to go to see them.
Yeah. But I also love sandhill cranes. So I have 3 sandhill crane workshops. So Bosque del Apache in New Mexico in the winter time, where you see them. Oh, it's amazing. Sometimes they're standing on the ice, so to take off, they have to break the ice, which is so cool. And also the Florida colts. So in Florida, there's a non-migratory subspecies, and so you get to see the little babies. So cute. And then in Nebraska in March, so 500,000 all landing on one little stretch of river in Nebraska. And I only take 3 people. It's such a small little intimate group. So
she's saying 3 people. It might be 2 people because that's my dream. I want to go. I might have to actually take a year off and just follow her around. That's what I'm gonna do.
I love it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. And that would be so amazing because where you taking people are just places that are all on my checklist, and it's so important to also have people like you. You know, those are, some of them are local places. You spend a lot of time, you know the habitat, you know the animals. So if I go to some of those locations, I'm not going to get the result that I would if I hire you. So very important. And I'm going to put the link to all of Jennifer's tour also at the bottom if you are interested. And for this video, I wanted to kind of conclude by asking you, like, can you give the audience like one tip for bird photography, to improve their bird photography? Because the whole month of May, that's what we're talking about, improving our bird photography. So what is your number 1 tip that you would give to improve bird photography?
Yeah, it's all about shutter speed, right? So many people are, they're jacking up their shutter speed so high, they want to catch those moments frozen in action. I like to slow it down sometimes. I like to actually see a little bit of the wing movement. So focusing on the eye, making sure the face is super sharp. Let the wings go a little bit soft, and you're going to actually make the viewer feel like the bird is moving as opposed to just frozen in air.
I know. And it's also easier because then we don't have to increase that shutter speed too high and then play with our triangle exposure triangle. I don't know why I always reverse those.
Yes.
So that's a great tip. And well, Jennifer, I want to thank you so much for accepting to be on my channel again. If you're not one of Jennifer's followers, you should definitely go and follow her on actually Instagram and YouTube, and read some of her article. Really inspiring. I had so much fun because actually I'm taking her to the airport right now. We're doing this.
I am flying too.
You are flying at a very high speed.
Very high speed. No slow shutter speeds.
That would not be good. No. And so it's been really a pleasure to be with you in the field, and I saw how you really care about everybody getting their photos and helping everybody. I hope that you consider taking one of our workshops, and well, maybe I will see you in the field hopefully very soon.
Yes.
I might be stalking you to all your workshops, so
good.
be ready.
Yes.
And I want to thank you again for accepting to be on my channel.
Yes, thank you.
And well, we'll see everybody very soon.
All right.
Bye. Au revoir.